What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY. As we get 2025 rolling, wanted to do this little video. I've done one before. Last year I did my expectations for 2024. The year before that, it was albums I'm anticipating in 2023. So kind of taking the two things and putting them together. Thought it'd be fun to go over and talk about some things that maybe not so much that I'm going to label it expectations, but like I don't expect these things are going to happen. It's more or less kind of my hopes and expectations for what the year could bring. So jumping right into it, biggest anticipation for me and expectation for me is, of course, Gods of Evil Rise from Allah Zululu finally dropping. I would love to see it in the first quarter of the year, at least by the end of March. I'd love to see this album come out. It's a huge, highly anticipated album for a lot of people. It's something that they started working on back, 2021, I think was when they first started, I think was the first teaser that they put out of them in studio with Mikey Clark. So this album has been in the works for many, many years. And from what I've understood, it's been done for some time. So this album, it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be one of those albums that gets a lot of people to look more at Zool and take them more serious if they haven't already. Obviously, I think this is going to be their final album on M&E. It will fulfill their contract, and then they will, part ways with M&E, amicably. Is that the word, amicably? Yeah. So I think the split from M&E will be like a neutral thing. So I think going forward, it'll really just depend on maybe they do less events that are M&E, and maybe they don't do any M&E events, and that opens the door for them to be back at the Gathering, to be performing at Hallowicked. That would be pretty fucking sweet to have Zool open for ICP at Hallowicked. I think that would be pretty fucking sweet. So, that's one of my expectations, is that album to finally drop, and for it to just open a lot of doors for them that. A lot of doors they already had open that they just kind of got shut. So hopefully it'll reopen those doors for them. I just, a lot of people really could not look past the fact that they were signed on M&E. Seeing them get off the label would be I feel like huge for them. And of course, having this huge Mikey Clark record, I think would be really great for them. Unfortunately, it's going to come out on M&E. So there will be people who may or may not like the album and will not admit that they like the album just because of what label it came out on. So that is my first and foremost expectation. My second expectation, really kind of keeping it on Zool. I would like to see Camp Zool have maybe some expansion as far as events that they have at Camp Zool. Some more stuff during the daytime would be really cool. I guess probably my biggest expectation for 2025 is finally getting at least a confirmed name and image for the 6th Joker's card. I am somebody who wants ICP to take their absolute time on this record. So I do not expect to hear the album. I don't expect the album to come out next year. But I would love to see at least an image and a name, like a concrete name. I think most people are making the connection that they think it's going to be called The Not, aka The Nothing. So just to have that confirmed and to get an image, I think would be definitely pretty high on my expectation list of what I would want to see happen in 2025. And again, just to kind of have them start to tease and hype it up. I don't want a release date that they're going to miss. I don't want none of that. I just want a name. I just want an image, and to know that they're working on it, which I think it had been previously said. The last I had seen anyone talk about it was Violent J, when Manny asked him about it, and he said he's just not inspired right now to record. And hearing that was like, okay, they better not be working on anything, because I don't want something thrown together at all. Don't get me wrong, I love Yum Yum Bedlam. I love the entirety of the Yum Yum Flower. There's definitely some elements that I felt like they could have done better at, but since Yum Yum came out, it definitely has felt like Bloody Sunday was very lackluster for me. Three-Headed Monster, for me, was missing a lot of elements that I was wanting. I'm not a huge Ouija Mac fan at all. Not a huge fan of Esham. So Violent J was really the only thing pulling for me in the Three-Headed Monster. And there was just some instances with him in that project where I was just I felt like I was left desiring more. So you know, if he is for sure still on the I'm not inspired to record anything or write anything, then definitely I don't want them working on it. I want them to take their time on it, but getting a name, getting an image, I think that would be enough to hold me over. So that is definitely probably the biggest expectation I have. I would like to hear new music from Shaggy. Shaggy's been doing his own thing with the Shaggy Show and absolutely killing it. I would love to see like him go in the studio and do some behind the scenes stuff even. But I want him, if Shaggy does go that route, one of the things I would want from Shaggy is to not lean so much into his show for it. He obviously he had his chat pick the name of Professor Shags and the Quest for the Ultimate Groove, which, hey, it's fun. I think it was a fun title. It was just a little weird, but I don't know. That album for me, it just really kind of missed, and I don't want to say that it felt uninspired or slapped together. It just wasn't quite what I was expecting from Shaggy. So, you know, if Shaggy does do more music, and typically with the solo stuff, I feel like Shaggy outdoes Jay. Not to make it a versus match or, you know, comparison like that, but, you know, fuck off, fuck the fuck off, fuck the fuck off, motherfucker. And even Gloomy Sunday, I feel like bested a lot of the Violent J solo projects. And I'm not including Wizard of the Hood. In my opinion, and this is a hot take, that is not a solo album because everybody from Psychopathic Records at the time was on the album. So it to me was not a solo album. It was just themed Violent J because he was the main character who went on the journey. That to me is not a solo album though, because everybody was on it. And it was definitely like a collaborative effort, I feel. So when it comes to Shaggy, I would love to hear something new, even if, and I know I've said I don't care for singles, maybe just a single or two that eventually leads to an EP or something, I think would be really fucking dope. But I definitely would like to hear something from Shaggy at least, because I feel like he's someone who could go in and just absolutely school it. And honestly, I feel like one of the things that I feel like would be interesting to hear from Shaggy is maybe like a group project with another artist, whether it be Big Hoodoo, whether it be his brother, whether it be DJ Clay, which I know, fuck the fuck off motherfucker, he worked a lot with DJ Clay on that. So I definitely think that would be a good route to continue to go, is work with DJ Clay. But, you know, find an artist out there. Hex. I think him and Hex would do really good together as well. I feel like they would fit a very similar vibe and put out a really dope project. I think that would be pretty cool. But, you know, as far as from the Psychopathic camp or from the ICP camp, I definitely want a name of the Joker card. I want an image of the Joker card. And to just know that they're taking their time on it. I don't want this to be rushed. It's the 6th. It shouldn't be rushed at all. And then maybe some music from Shaggy would be pretty fucking sweet. Moving it over, really from the MNE camp, I don't have a lot of expectations. The biggest one that I have is Gods of Evil Rise. And really for me, that's leaning more towards the Long Live Evil side, just because like this is a big record for Zool. And I full-heartedly think that this will be their departing album. And then they'll be off of MNE. So as far as MNE goes, I guess maybe next fall, I would like to see the return of the Songs of Samhain series. You know, maybe done right. I feel like Songs of Samhain 4 was kind of, for a lot of people, lackluster, and I felt that way too. That album to me didn't really carry a specific theme. It didn't feel connected to the other three at all. I mean, I guess that's kind of the theme of it, the liminal space, which is supposed to be like this period of like change, right? I think I looked that up once, what that actually meant. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So I think they have a really good chance to kind of re-bring the Songs of Samhain back and find a way to tie liminal space to the rest of them, and maybe even tie 31 to it somehow. I think there's something there, but I don't know where their head's going to be at. Obviously, they have their brand new rock album getting ready to drop, so I would hope that they're going to switch gears and get back into some more, you know, rap stuff. But like I had said in some of my previous videos, what I would want from Twisted going forward is, and I'm okay with this, and I think a lot of people probably won't be. They may disagree with me on this. I've had a couple of people that did agree with me, is for them to use House of Crazies as their vessel to do more wicked shit, and then let Twisted definitely be their explore, do the rock shit that they want, do rap shit that's not really wicked shit or horrorcore. I think that would be pretty cool. As far as what it comes from M&E, I definitely want to hear a new Blaze album. I feel like we haven't heard anything from Blaze, and I mean, outside of Blockwork Morgue that just dropped, and that was kind of put together by Buckshot. We haven't had anything from Blaze since 2020 with Cadaver. So I would love to see some new Blaze. I would love to hear some new Blaze, and I guess we'll kind of transition that over into mob style music. Mob style music, what I would expect from Buckshot. I know he's been teasing Double Dragon 2, but I am ready for Warlock, which is supposed to be Kung Fu Vampire, Shy 361, or Shy 1 as he was previously known, and Boondocks. And that to me is going to be an interesting trio to hear together. And I feel like that's going to be the next piece of the puzzle, connecting to the bigger picture of Cabal and everything. So I'm ready for that next piece, definitely for sure. And then I had talked about it in my review for Blockwork Morgue. I kind of want, and around Halloween time feels like a good time, but like if he does Double Dragon 2 this year and then he does Warlock, I don't think this is going to be feasible for 2025. So this may have to turn out into like a 2026 expectation, but something that I want to hear down the road from Buckshot. It's just something I want to put out there, and I just kind of want to manifest it if I can. Is I want to hear a Hell's Kitchen project where it's Hell's Kitchen and Drive By together. I feel like that would be a really great sounding album. So I just want to put that out there. Let's see, who else do we got that I have expectations for? As far as Long Live Evil goes, we've obviously got The Bastard Son coming in March. So that's kind of another thing though about Gods of Evil Rise is I had said in my top albums of 2024, no, it wasn't in that video, it was in my last episode of What's Happening Now, how I was hoping that Gods of Evil Rise would come in January. And a lot of that now for me especially is the fact that we're going to get The Bastard Son from SON, King Umbra, The Bastard Son, I guess I should say. That's the full title. I mean, it's The Bastard Son is the album name, but it's King Umbra. With his album coming out in March, I feel like Gods of Evil Rise, I would hope, wouldn't overshadow that album too much. And if they release it in February, or if they release it in March, I think that it would a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Gods of Evil Rise would come out, draw a lot of eyes to it, and then people would learn about Long Live Evil and then see that The Bastard Son is either coming out or just came out. Something along those lines. And it would really do fucking good. Because I think that that's definitely a series. The Council of Nine from SON is going to be a series to follow. Very similar and reminiscent to the 6 Joker cards for those who don't know. So as far as Long Live Evil goes, my biggest expectations are for Gods of Evil Rise to do good for Zool, to see The Bastard Son come out, and I'm really excited to hear that album and hear, that story start to really come together. And then obviously I have my expectations for Camp Zool. I think this next year is going to be a little bit quieter of a year for Fun Time. They obviously just put out I'll Tell You When I Want to Laugh by Laughing last year. They put out their compilation album of outtakes in the summertime. So as far as musically, I think we might not hear anything from Fun Time for a while unless it's a Long Live Evil project. Similar to Lost Lake Estates. Not like the follow-up to it, but like another label album, kind of like a Dark Lotus, if you will, from Long Live Evil. Their next group project that they'll be doing as a label with SON being a part of it then. So I definitely have expectations for them to do one of those projects. But I also know that I believe I had seen it said that Lee Carver has a solo album in the works. Billy Obey absolutely has a solo album in the works. And I think they might have even said that Joe Black has an album in the works. So Long Live Evil may just fucking take over this year. Who knows? But yeah, as far as Long Live Evil goes, those are really kind of my expectations from them. And then I would say probably my top artist that I've had for years now since discovering him is Low Key. What do I expect from Low Key? Back in April, he put out a poll of what kind of music, like what musical projects fans would want him to focus more on. Like what kind of album would fans want from Low Key? And two of the biggest ones that got the most votes, one of them was the Feeding of Neculi, which is the 5th Oracle in his series, the 12 Oracles. Again, very similar to the Joker cards, but not. It's telling a great... the 12 Oracles are... I don't want to say they're concept albums, but they're like... I want to say they're more spiritual albums as far as they tell a story about the world of Shadowland and the entities that live in Shadowland, known as the 12 Oracles. The next Oracle has been teased a couple of times now. The name of it is the Feeding of Neculi, and I believe Loki has even like shared a post of him working on a track from it. So that is definitely one of my biggest expectations is to get the 5th Oracle from Loki. But also some of these other projects that he had posted, one of them for sure is Neon Sermon. I'm a huge Neon Sermon mark as well. That album really, 001 really surprised me. I didn't expect to like the EDM side of that album as much as I did, but I really enjoyed it and I really enjoyed the concept. So I'm definitely excited to hear 002 finally come out. And then, of course, Mission Infect, baby. They're back. And as of me recording this, Epidemic has not come out yet. It's the next Mission Infect project to be released. And then, like I had said previously in my top albums of 2024 video, that I have a feeling that after Epidemic, we could see Chemical Threats Phase 5 and Phase 6. They're usually always dropped kind of in a pair. I guess Phase 1 and 2 didn't. I think they were within the same year. But Phase 3 and Phase 4 dropped at the same time, along with a bonus Chemical Threats bonus. Phase X bonus, essentially, was like a bonus album that dropped in 2017. So I think Phase 5 and Phase 6 are definitely going to be on the horizon. You know, we got Epidemic to come out first, but then I think long-term, Phase 5 and Phase 6 is going to come. But I don't think in 2025. I would expect that Phase 5 and Phase 6 may be a 2026 conversation to have. But as far as low-key goes, definitely the Feeding of Neculi, definitely 002. But like I said, with that poll that he put out, there were so many great projects on there that really caught my eye. Candy Corns and Cover Songs 3 would be dope. A lot of people have been wanting the House 3, even though that wasn't... I don't remember that being on the poll. I don't remember House 3 being on the poll. But that would be pretty cool too. Absolutely whatever Loki does, Loki's going to kill it because he is fucking amazing. I cannot be on that guy's nuts more if I tried. So, yeah, I think that's going to pretty well cover it as far as what I can think of. Oh, I want to finally hear Pink Coffin from Straight Jacket. Monstar Entertainment has been kind of quiet a little bit. Light just dropped Full Force in November. But where's Pink Coffin from Straight Jacket? And also, where's Anybody Killer? What's he doing? And we just talked about it in What's Happening Now, Big Hoodoo being back. I would love to see him link up with Monstar Entertainment as well. Like, there's artists out there that are just kind of sleeping right now, and my expectations is to get some surprise shit from them. So, yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video. Tell me down below, what are some things that you are excited for? What are some of your expectations for 2025? And do you think we'll at least get the name and the image of the 6th Joker's card of the second deck, maybe by the Gathering? Tell me down below what you guys think. I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.